Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's episode of the O Show. And today we have a very special episode today because we are here with TeamOMC's first ever staff member, Sharaine Howson, who is in Melbourne at the moment. And we are on Zoom here connecting, giving you some awesome news. And we're going to talk about Sharaine's story, her background, why we took her into TeamOMC, and how she can help you starting from today. So Sharaine, how are you today?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
You've had plenty of coffee this morning, right? It's nice and
I
early over
did.
there.
I'm buzzing. I don't know if it's about this, about joining Team OMC, but or the coffee that I just drank. But yeah, excited.
Awesome. We're very like-minded. We're both buzzing about this staff hit up, but we've also had a very strong coffee this morning. Even though we're in completely different states, we're ready to rock. So, Sharaine, people will not know who you are, but the thing is, people will be starting to hear your voice more because they'll see you on my Instagram. They'll maybe follow you on your own. They'll be seeing all the awesome content we're going to be pumping out. But also, you're going to be part of this podcast. So rather than the solo O being just me talking about topics, which will still happen, we're going to have you coming in on different topics to talk about like reverse dieting or your experiences with different things or your experience with the struggles of prep or how to overcome diet fatigue. All these different topics that we want to cover will then be conversations with you. So people will need to get used to your voice, but to get used to your voice, they need to hear a bit more about you and who you are and your background and how you get into the industry, when you started, your own journey with your own physique. Let's go into all the detail we can, mate.
All right. Well, where do I start? So I think going back to my teenage years, I was like, or even just childhood years, I was into a lot of sport, did taekwondo, played soccer, thought I wanted to take taekwondo more on a competitive level. But being from a country town, that didn't really happen, living over 1,200 Ks away from Perth. But then, yeah, I guess life really took a huge turn when I finally moved to Perth when I was 18. And yeah, life hit me big time. So within probably the space of 10 months, I actually gained 20 kilos. And for a little shawty like me, it's not, that's a lot of weight, really. So yeah, from then on, I pretty much went through probably 8 years of just up and down, yo-yoing back and forth, getting down to my lowest. I think I got down to 54 kilos, but that was literally starving myself. And then bounced right back up into, the 70s and that kind of thing. So yeah, really struggled there. Then in 2000, I think it was 2019, I decided that I wanted to start paying for a coach. I always had this dream in the back of my mind of wanting to go into a bodybuilding show basically as a bikini athlete. And yeah, I thought I would have wanted to achieve that by the time I turned 30. Then I woke up in 2018 and I was like, I'm 28 now. What am I doing? I don't even have a coach. So yeah, I hired my first coach, which went really, really well. Was with him for just over a year. Was prepping for a show until COVID hit, 4 weeks out from comp. So that all got canned. And yeah, from then on, just been in the building phase, just trying to work on my physique, hoping to compete next year at some point. But yeah, I guess from my journey, it's just learning, going from that full weight gain to, yeah, like I said, the yo-yoing, the fat burners, the starvation, all that kind of thing, to now really learning how to eat and train and have this sustainable lifestyle, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's a huge journey, mate. And that's why I think I resonated with you as wanting you to be TeamOMC's first female coach, because first off, you're not a hypocrite, right? You've been through it all yourself and you realize that, it can be a lot easier with a coach and a lot better. And obviously it has been since you have hired a coach. So whenever somebody comes to you and wants to invest in joining TeamOMC with you as their coach, you've been in their shoes of putting down money on a coach and seeing the benefits of that. So I like that. I personally pay for a physique coach myself. I have, even now, like I haven't trained properly since the baby in like 3 or 4 weeks, and I still pay his invoice because I know I'm going to need him very, very soon.
Yeah, 100%. And I think also when it comes to coaching too, before I started with my first coach, I was always like, oh, I'll just do it myself. I'll just lose another 5 kilos. Oh, I just want to get a bit more fitter before I actually start with a coach. And that fitter or those 5 kilos never actually happened. I really wish that I actually started with a coach probably a couple of years before when I actually did start. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's a key. Like a lot of people just procrastinate on their goals, or they say, yeah, I just want to prove I can do this myself. But why are you proving that and taking longer than it would take? Then you can just jump straight in. And I like the fact that you've done that, but also the fact that you've been through this journey. So you know, like a lot of females are comfortable coming to me, but you know exactly how a female feels being 20 kilos. And like you said earlier, you're a little shorty. You're not like 20 kilos is pretty heavy on your frame. So for you to lose 20 kilos, put a good chunk of it back on, if not the same amount, and then lose it and be able to keep it off. You've been through everything, so you know exactly what people feel along the way. That's been a massive part of your journey. And even though I've been fat as a kid and then skinny and then grow to where I am now, sort of somewhere in between, I guess. I don't know that from a female perspective, but you do. So that's why I'm very excited about you coming in as the first ever female coach, the first ever coach period under me, and working with these people on these big goals. And it's going to be huge because you've got your own skills that we've obviously spoke about, but you've now got access to all the experience and the resources that I've built over these years, so that people coming in not only have the benefits of you being their coach and having that awesome person in their life, but they've also got all these resources that I've built and sort of the package that I've built as well, the machine that I've built, I guess, with the business. So I think for anyone who is going to be coming in, they're going to see pretty much immediate results because of the fact that you've been through it and you've also got all these extra resources and how to do everything behind you now.
100%.
So I think you don't work with a lot of guys. You are open to the opportunity, but if there are guys listening on here, they can still apply for TeamOMC and be coached by me. Or if they really, really want to be coached by Sharaine, they can just say, hey, listen, I really want to be coached by Sharaine. She seems cool and I don't really want a male coach. Some guys want a female coach. So we'll obviously explore that. And I'm there to sort of guide you in how to coach them and be a sort of piggyback on ideas. But the main people who you really want to help is going to be females, right? Because you've been through that and you want to just start, making people feel strong, empowered, feel confident, sexy. We've spoken about this already, so we know who your ideal client is. And if you're listening to this and you do feel like you've sort of taken a little bit of a backseat and you've stopped putting yourself first, and you maybe are trying to do it yourself, but you're kind of going round and round and roundabouts, then now's the time, because Sharaine is coming in and just literally for these next 3 or 4 days, we are going to be running a special offer just to get some clients under our books rather than just wait for people to come to us. We are literally going to give you a killer offer that won't be repeated. I don't think my prices have been this low personally since like 2018. And they will not be repeated for Sharaine either, because once we get her up and running, people will start to see the amazing results she's going to produce, and her price will be up where she deserves to be. But it's literally just for these few days. So she's really excited to talk to you guys. If you're listening to this and you're on the fence and you've been doing it yourself and you want to get a killer deal and some killer coaching, she's your girl. So reach out to us. You obviously have my Instagram. We're going to have Sharaine's Instagram in the description below. So just click the link. If you remember for later and you don't like clicking links for some reason, just go to @Sharaine_TeamOMC and we'll get everything hooked up. But Sharaine, let's take it a little less professional and a little bit more personal now. So we done this last night when we announced this on Instagram Live, but we're going to talk about you. So what's your favorite color?
Oh, favorite color? Blue, definitely.
Blue?
Yeah.
What's your favorite gym outfit? What are you training?
My go-to in Melbourne is full length tights. and probably a long sleeve shirt or a big baggy t-shirt. But Muscle Nation, of course.
Yep.
Love me
Awesome.
Muscle Nation.
And then what about when you're in Perth's lovely tropical climate instead of the Arctic over there in in Melbourne?
Well, I mean, summertime in Perth, and I'm right into these booty shorts.
Yeah, nice. I guess they haven't made an appearance much in Melbourne's weather though, right?
Definitely not. I left them all in Perth when I
wow.
left.
That's how much you knew what was happening with the weather. You don't even need them for summer, right?
I know, and they don't even take up that much room in my luggage. I just, it's not going to happen.
Awesome. So what about your favorite thing about living in Melbourne?
I just love living this apartment lifestyle. Everything's within walking distance. I live right in the center of Melbourne too, which is awesome. So I'm only a short 10-minute walk to work. The food here, whenever I've eaten outside my macros, has been great. Yeah, and I think the people here are great too. I mean, it's very open-minded here. I don't think Perth is like intentionally not open-minded, but I feel like there's a very diverse range of people here. So it's really, really cool.
Awesome. And what about your favorite muscle group to train in the gym?
Favorite muscle group? Definitely glutes.
Glutes. Yeah. At the minute you're in lockdown over there, you're in 2 days into your lockdown 5.0 in Melbourne, but that's glutes. As soon as you get back out, you can lift some heavy tin. You're going straight for glutes, huh?
Yeah. Heavy barbell hip thrust. That's where we're going.
Awesome. And what's your coffee order? We spoke about this last night on Instagram too, so people might have already heard it, but what is it?
Okay, so my complex order is a vanilla iced almond milk latte. That's how I'm going to put it.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Otherwise, if they don't offer syrups, then it's just straight up a almond milk flat white.
Okay, cool. And listen, everyone talks about how good the food and coffee is in Melbourne. Is it really that much better than Perth?
You're speaking to someone who actually brought Hush coffee beans from Fremantle to Melbourne. So I don't know. It depends on where you go. It's just like anywhere else, really. Someone did tell me that the coffee here in Melbourne is like insane and was cheap, but yeah, I don't know. I beg to differ. I'd definitely go down a Hush in Fremantle right now if I could.
Okay. I don't know if I've had Hush, so that's going to be a big plug in the podcast for them. We're going to have them on as a future sponsor of Sharaine's episode.
They got the coffee goods. I love that.
Awesome. Let's finish on. Okay, we'll go a bit deep on one, right? Like, what's the biggest lesson or the biggest thing you've learned on your fitness journey so far?
I can change my body composition while still eating a buttload of food.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's huge because people are afraid of eating, right? They're afraid of putting the weight on, and it's probably because they're not training hard enough, or they're just not used to it and haven't taken the time to build those calories up.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, for so many years, it was like, oh, I'll just do 1,200 calories. And then if I get to the end of the day and I've missed a meal or whatever, I'm kind of like on the inside high-fiving myself, going, yes, like I'm under 1,000 calories, like this is going to be 900. I'm exercising profusely. It's just ridiculous. And then, like I said, when I went to my first coach, he really taught me that, you can eat a substantial amount of food, gain very little fat, and really change your body as well.
Yeah.
And also weight training definitely shaped my body better than any cardio equipment out there. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, well, awesome. This has been a little insight. It's been a pretty short episode, but people now know who Sharaine is. They're going to see it all over my Instagram. You're going to be on the podcast. Like, so now they've got an insight. Even I've learned stuff about you there that I haven't asked you, so even I've learned stuff. I knew your coffee order from last night, but I didn't know some other stuff. So if people want to get in touch, just at Sharaine _TeamOMC, click the link in the bio or literally you can just go through the online coaching applications, which will be in both of our bios before long, and we can run through that. But remember, the special offer is only for the next couple of days, and once it's full, it's full. So if you're keen, get on to us and we'll get you booked in for a call with me or Sharaine, or just have a chat through the DMs. No pressure, and we can go from there. But Sharaine, thank you for coming on this morning. Have you got anything you want to finish on?
Slide on into our DMs.
That's a good way to end it. I like that. That's stylish. Guys, thank you for listening today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you're looking forward to future episodes with Sharaine. We will speak to you on the next episode.